What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about Urogrim soloing Dragon Stage 25. So we have at the time of recording this video, we have a double chance to get speed gear from Dragon. So I figure now is as good of a time as any to release this video to you guys, build your Urogrim, solo Stage 25 with a good time, and level food champions up, double dip for CVC, any champion training, and Dragon. There's so many perks to doing this, guys, but let's take a quick look at Urogrim's skills. I'm going to start a run with him, and then we're going to go over his build so you guys can copy and paste it very, very easily. But his A1 ability attacks 2 times. Each hit, 25% chance of placing poison. Absolutely amazing. Obviously, with his kit, you're going to need accuracy and you're going to need speed. I'm going to talk about all that stuff in just a minute. His A2 removes all debuffs from an ally, then heals them by 40% of their max HP. This only applies to him because he's going to be soloing content, so the only champion he's going to be cleansing and healing is himself. So he's going to be healing himself for 40% of his max HP every 3 turns and cleansing any debuffs from him, which we're running with resistance, so it doesn't really matter as far as the cleanse goes. But if anything does land, it's very nice to have that safety net of cleansing it, but the heal is really what stands out and shines. His A3 ability is basically the baby battle Khazar of the whole thing. Places 2 5% poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. Also places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. So his kit was nerfed a little bit before, but still it's an absolutely amazing kit. In his aura, 20% speed in all battles allows him to be a little bit slower in content. Now, I do want to give a big shout out to Pesty Overlord as well as Ken Reese for actually mentioning that Urogrim could solo possibly Dragon in Frenzy gear. So Urogrim solos some stuff in Frenzy. 2 comments mentioned about that. So I decided to go ahead and test it out, build my Urogrim, and see how it could work. And to be honest, I was very impressed with how well Urogrim did this. So I'm going to click through my gear. Now this gear is actually, you'll notice a few discrepancies between this and the screenshot I'm about to show you from the RSL helper in a few minutes. It's just because I went through and glyphed a few pieces of gear. So it's very small speed changes, very small HP percentage changes, and maybe defense percent changes, but I'm not 100% sure. But either way, the gear on him right now is the exact same gear that I had on him when I did the RSL helper testing. So if you guys don't know, basically we're doing 100+ runs in RSL helper, and as long as the champion is at least 95% success, we're going to share it with you guys. That's the way it's going to work, okay? So 72,000 HP, 3,200 defense, 216 speed, resistance 300+, accuracy 200+. Honestly, 220 is kind of like the sweet spot we want to push up to, but this is a perfectly fine range. Honestly, if you go over here to RSL helper, you can get an idea of like what I'm talking about with the accuracy and resistance ranges. So just an interesting little tool here, the accuracy and resistance calculator. So basically, if Urogrim has 200 accuracy and the enemy, which the Dragon, does have 200 resistance, then basically my chance to apply the debuffs is 92% chance. Now, if I had 220 accuracy, you can see it bumps up to 95.6% chance. So if you're ever wondering about the accuracy and resistance breakdown, here you go. Basically, you need about 80 more resistance than the enemy has accuracy if you want a good chance to resist. So we bump this number up to 300, then we would only have a 17.95% chance to land those debuffs. Just an interesting little tool inside of RSL Helper, in case any of you are curious. Now, his masteries, here's what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and start a Dragon run up, and then we'll go over his masteries. I have a few screenshots in RSL Helper to share with you guys as well, but I want to have this running in the background so you can maybe see everything going on. The RSL Helper screenshots are probably going to take up most of the screen, though, so we'll just see what goes on from there. But here we go. You go ahead and open up this first one right here. Hopefully I can navigate everything better. But right here, what you're going to be seeing, I'll try to keep it so you at least can see Urogrim doing some stuff in the background maybe. So this first one right here, I believe this is number 1. Yeah, so Dragon 25-1, that is the gear. We just want to see the actual run stats first. But you can see before, we'll make sure we can actually see his health so you can see how he's progressing through. The timer on the top, we can't get everything to show, guys. Can't have everything showing very well. But either way, 71,000 HP, as you can see right there. We have 3,100 defense. So you can see both of those stats are a little bit lower than I have now. 214 speed there. I have 216 right now. And then 296 resist, 195 accuracy. This worked. So you see 25 out of 26, 96.1% consistent. So let's go ahead and back out of this. This is the gear. The gear and these screenshots are going to be exactly the same to each other, but he's currently got a few extra glyphs, like I said. Now, the next screenshot is going to be 85 runs, okay? So we had 83 success, 85 total runs, 71,000 HP, 3,100 defense, 214 speed, exactly the same as before, 296 resistance, and 195 accuracy. Now, if we take these numbers and we add those up, 83 or 85 plus, what is this other one? Let's go ahead and back out of this. 85 plus 26 equals, okay, 111. So then 25 victories on that first one And then we have 83 victories on the second one. So 108 divided by 111 is 97% success rate. Okay, so after 111 runs, this Urogrim in this build had a 97% success rate, which in my opinion is excellent. On stage 25, you're getting the great gear, good gear drops. Now, he doesn't do stage 24 very well because of the Spirit Host cleansing, the ally attacks from the Hyria or whatever. It kind of beats him up pretty bad. So even with the Frenzy gear, he's not doing too well. So 24, I couldn't really get it to work with this build. Maybe you could change it up and get it to work, but 25 seems like the best place to go. You get higher quality gear drops. Now, this probably works on stage 20 as well. I can't confirm that because I didn't test it there, but you're going to get the high quality gear drops. You're getting good experience, and yeah, it's an excellent place to do it, and he's very consistent while doing it. Now, let's take a look at his masteries, okay? So with the lasting gifts, you'll notice down here at the bottom, this basically extends the duration of his continuous heal, or at least has a chance to extend that duration, and I found more value in extending his heal duration versus extending the duration of the poisons. He keeps the poisons up pretty well, especially with his A1 and his A3 ability. He's constantly applying poisons, so having the heal stay consistent was much more important to me. Now, you'll notice with his gear, he also has a set of an immortal gear. It wasn't working too well for me when I didn't have the immortal gear. You can see here that the immortal gear is healing him for like 2200 HP, which isn't a massive amount, but some turns he doesn't get any healing whatsoever. So if he's using his A1 ability, he gets no healing. If he's casting his A3 ability, he gets no healing. He only gets healing from his A2 ability and when the continuous heal procs. So those few turns where you're not getting the healing, having that immortal gear to kind of buffer it is a huge help. Defense tree, I'm kind of debating on if I really needed that. I could possibly switch it to offense, get the Whirlwind of Death to get a little bit extra speed. I did test it a little bit before, but then I changed his gear build, and this just seems to be what's working the best. Plus, I need a little bit extra resistance, and I'm still a little bit low on the resistance. Now, the crit, basically this mastery right here, the one with the 2 swords, reduces the damage that you take from a critical hit, which is very nice because crits and debuffs getting through are the 2 things that cause for the inconsistencies in these runs. So if the enemy crits you at an unfortunate time or a few debuffs get through, that's what's going to cause these runs to actually fail and not work out well for you. So we're at 3 minutes and 42 seconds. You'll see in these runs as well that the time for them is actually not bad. So we have 3 minutes and 59 seconds out, an average over 85 runs. And then the first one, we have 3 minutes and 53 seconds, averaged over 26 runs. So it's more or less 4-minute runs, which is not speed running by no means, but it's not that slow. And you can see we're getting a lot of different points. We're getting from the Dragon Tournament, the Champion Training Tournament, and then CVC. So yeah, we're double dipping, triple dipping actually, guys. This is absolutely amazing as far as efficiency goes. Now, 25 versus 20. 20 is going to be more efficient as far as points for tournaments, points for CVC possibly because it's going to cost less energy, and points for training because stage 20 and stage 25 give you the same amount of experience. But if you want these higher quality gear drops, stage 25 is likely going to be the place for you to go, especially since Urogrim, I feel like, is going to be much harder to gear for stage 24. But guys, that is the breakdown for Urogrim. Let me jump in here one more time and show you the mastery I was talking about on him that I didn't go. So the masteries, the offense, the support side over here, I really like. Now, obviously, if you need a little bit extra accuracy, you can go the pinpoint accuracy, but I really like the support side. The defense tree, I'm not 100% convinced, but this is what's giving me the 97% consistency, so I do like it. However, if I picked up rejuvenation, I would get a little bit more healing from the immortal healing each turn. 5% may make a big difference, may not make a big difference, but either way, this is giving me good consistency. Guys, let me know if you build your Urogrim. Let me know how it goes for you. But honestly, I feel like this Urogrim build is one of the more budget solo champion builds, especially using a set that isn't in that high of demand. Unlike regeneration, things like that, which you really want to use on other different champions for solo and content. It's a very demanding set. I feel like the Frenzy set on Urogrim, only needing 216 speed to get a 97% consistent run, is very good in my opinion. The stats overall are not super demanding. I mean, his base stats are very solid, especially for an epic champion. 19,000 HP and 1100 defense, very solid. So it helps get those stats, those minimums pretty easily. But either way, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. If you have any other champion suggestions, leave them down in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to check them out. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good luck in CVC and good luck in some dragon farming. Catch you guys later.